There are over 100 unique weapons in Fallout 4, and with so many weapons in the game, it's very easy to miss a lot of them. So in this video, I will be showing you 15 unique melee weapons that you shouldn't miss. So first up we have the Big Jim. To get this legendary melee weapon, you will need to head over to Walden Pond and look for this drain pipe. This will take you to a raider hideout. Clear out every raider that you find here and make your way to this storage room. And here you will find the Big Jim on this table. Now this weapon can do some pretty good damage, but it also gives you a 20% chance to break your target's leg, making them a lot easier to deal with. For the next weapon, we will head south to the Jamaica Plain area. When you get here, look for the City Hall building and make your way to the basement. In the basement there will be some traps, but after some lockpicking and hacking, you will reach this office. And here you will find the 2076 World Series baseball bat. This is a powerful and fun weapon to use, as it will have a chance to send your targets flying through the air when you hit them, similar to something that you would see in Skyrim. After this we will head over to Hubris Comics. When you enter the building, look to the left, and here you will find a display case with the Grognak Axe inside of it. This weapon will have a chance to stagger enemies that you hit with it, making it harder for them to fight back. And it will also apply a bleed effect to the target. But on top of all of that, it also has a hidden effect that reduces the AP cost of attacks in VATS. From here we will work our way to Sagus Ironworks. When you get here, make your way to the Blast Furnace area, and here you will encounter Slag. And if you defeat him, you can loot the Shishkebab melee weapon off of him. Now this is just a unique weapon, it doesn't come with a legendary perk, but it is a good base melee weapon that you can modify to make it even stronger. The fifth weapon will be found at Pickman's gallery. When you get here, clear out all of the raiders in the building and make your way underground. Here you will find Pickman being confronted by raiders, and if you help defend Pickman, he will send you to a hidden safe in the building that will have the Pickman's blade inside of it. This is a fast melee weapon that can do some really good damage, and it also applies a bleed effect and comes with a stealth blade, which makes sneak attacks with this weapon do a lot more damage. For the next weapon we will head over to the Far Harbor DLC, and if we go to the Echo Lake Lumber area, we will find this ruined building. Clear out all of the ghouls in it, then make your way to the top floor. And here you will find a red chest with the harvester inside of it. Now this is a really great weapon as it can do a lot of damage very quickly, but the perk on this weapon gives you a chance to stagger enemies every time you hit enemies with this weapon. And with so many attacks being done with this weapon in a short amount of time, it can basically stun lock enemies in place while you tear through them. After this we will head over to Swan's Pond. When you get here, approach the water and shoot the mutant in the water to spawn Swan. Now this can be kind of a tricky fight, but if you take down Swan, you can loot the Furious Power Fist off of him. I really like this weapon a lot, and I get it on every character that I create. But it's kind of like an unfair weapon to use because of the perk on it that increases the damage done by this weapon every time you hit the same target. So if you keep landing punches, each punch will do more and more damage. The next weapon can be found at the Dunwich Borers area. When you get here, head down into the quarry and fight through the underground mines until you reach this hole in the ground. Jump into the water and swim down to find Kremvh's tooth. This may be one of the strongest melee weapons in the game, as it will do a lot of damage, and it also applies both a bleed and a poison effect to targets. Now the next weapon in this list is kind of different, as it isn't really a weapon, instead it's a legendary arm piece for your power armor that increases unarmed damage. To get this, head over to the Quincy Ruins, and here you will find a bunch of gunners that you will need to clear out. While you're doing this, the boss of the area named Tessa will join the fight, and if you can take her down, you can loot the Tessa's fist off of her. Again, this is a piece of power armor that will increase your unarmed damage. The 10th weapon will come from the Nuka World DLC. To get it, head over to the Nuka World Market and look for the vendor Caitlin, and she will be selling the Throat Slicer. This is a fast melee weapon that can do some good damage, but it also comes with a perk that makes this weapon apply a bleed effect. From here we can travel over to the Drumlin Diner. When you get here you will find a couple raiders arguing with a woman inside the diner. If you help this woman deal with the raiders, she will turn into a vendor and she will sell you the General Chow's Revenge Sword. This weapon will come with a perk that will increase damage dealt to robots by 50%. For the next weapon, head over to Diamond City and go to Nick Valentine's office. Here you will find the Marty Bullfinch case file, and when you pick it up, the Gilded Grasshopper quest will start. Progress through this quest like you normally would, until you reach the end of it where you will find the Gilded Grasshopper. Then you can travel to this location on your map to dig up a grave, and inside of that grave you will find the Shem Drow sword. This is a great early to mid-game weapon that can do a lot of damage, and it will apply radiation damage to targets. The next 3 melee weapons will come from the Far Harbor DLC. In the town of Far Harbor, visit the vendor Alan Lee, and he will be selling the Fish Catcher. This is a legendary version of the pole hook weapon, and comes with a perk that will reduce action point cost by 40%. Then we can go over to the Nucleus and talk to Grand Zealot Richter. He will have a side quest for you called the Heretic. And if you complete this side quest, he will give you the Adam's Judgment melee weapon. This is a high damage melee weapon that will also apply radiation damage. And finally, if we go back to the town of Far Harbor and talk to Cassie, she will give you the Blood Tide side quest. And if you complete this side quest, she will give you the Bloodletter. This is another unique pole hook weapon, but this one will apply a bleed effect to targets. And those are 15 melee weapons that you don't want to miss in Fallout 4. But I would love to know which one of these is your favorite in the comments below. I hope this video helped you, and thank you for watching.